taking the path least traveled as a healer, because I'm willing to bet there's a turn that you've been wanting to take, but you haven't gone there yet. And this came up when I was doing a story, and it was when I was talking about the path least traveled, it was the path of least resistance as a healer. And I have a very different take on this, or a very different perspective on this that I want to share with you. And so, let's dive into this. There's also a big celebration that we're going to do together, which has been, I don't know, well over 18 months in progress. And we're going to celebrate that together. No one knows except for like a handful, literally like a small handful of people, because I haven't told anyone yet. Okay. So the path least traveled as a healer. So we'll do the celebration here in just a second. But when it comes to taking the path least traveled as a healer, and let me know if this resonates or not, or how this is resonating with you, it's having a conversation with you on what path it is that you're on, and are you on it because society says that's what you should take? Some well-meaning adult said that's what you should take. Someone in the healer or the spiritual community said this is the path that you need to take or you should take, and this is what it looks like. Or are you taking the path less traveled? And I love this, and it doesn't mean that you're alone. Like, there's a very different conversation that we have of the path least traveled versus taking the path alone. Because what we're really learning is, and like when we think about it in the terms of like whatever your definition of success is, it doesn't matter what that is, like defining what success means for you, and like knowing that the universe is so abundant. There's so much room for you wherever it is that you desire to be in. And when I think about the conversation of the path least traveled, it's going against the grain of what society says, of what even the healer and the spiritual community is saying around what the well-meaning adults in your life have said, or your friends or your loved ones are even saying now. And it's choosing radically different. So my story is when I accidentally, but I don't think this was accident because I think that this was meant to come up. It's like the path of least resistance. Like, why? So there's like this, here's what I see often, and tell me if this resonates with you. We go from hustle till your face falls off. So like sleep is for the weak BS, and very wounded masculine energy, right? And then after like a big awakening, it's like, whoop, the pendulum goes all the way to the other side. If you're watching or if you're listening on Sacred Whisper podcast, like we're just like doing all the hand motions, right? So it goes all the way to the feminine energy. However, what happens is it's like lean back, open arms, let the universe bring it all to me. I'm just going to sit on a beach and sip a pina colada or some mocktail of choice and do nothing. And there gets to be this beautiful harmonization of energy that gets to happen. And so what if the path of least resistance didn't actually mean I was going to sit back and do nothing? What if it actually meant that I was going to see what was before me, and I was going to see the fear, feel the fears and see it with my own eyes, but I was going to go anyway? And it doesn't mean you're fighting against yourself. It doesn't mean like, and I'm not talking about resistance in the way of like, okay, there's an energetic block here. There's something coming up. There's a boundary being met. And like, look, last week, I think I changed, like, I think I became a new person. I had a death and rebirth like every fucking day last week. I wish I was kidding. But like, and like, there's a lot of like crazy energy going on. There's a lot of like upheavaling at the moment. And we love this. And it's not a surprise. Like a lot of mind games are happening at the moment because hello, Gemini season. And I'm a Gemini. Like all of this heady stuff that you might be feeling, very normal. Very normal. Welcome to the world of a Gemini. Welcome to the headspace. But like, you get to ground this into what is your truth. What is your truth? If you could travel on any path that you want to take, what would it be? What would you do? And it's not like being, I don't even want to say irresponsible because, like, whatever the fuck that means, but like, it's not even about like saying F the 3D, I'm going to go do what I want to do. It's more of like, let me honor where I am in the 3D space and let me start taking aligned actions on this path where it's like, it's not even the path that like we've gotten out of the healer closet. It's like, let me like see what this other path is going to take. Let me get curious. Have you ever been? I'm a hiking girly. I love to hike. I have yet to find like any like super close like stuff in where we currently live now. But I love to, and we've even done this in the Jeep too. So, like when we're out hiking, it's like, okay, I see this. I see what the map is going to take me. I see this one kind of like it will end up in the same spot, but that doesn't seem like a lot of people are going, now let me go do that. Where it's like trusting the intuitive nudges, we're like, I see that, but actually I'm feeling called to go this way. I'm just going to trust it. And how often are you actually trusting your intuition and allowing yourself to leap, even when it doesn't make sense? Especially when it doesn't make sense. Doesn't make sense in the 3D, but you're going to move anyway. And actually, I've talked about this in our stories a little bit, but one of the women that is coming to our Embody Retreat in July, she bought her plane ticket before she purchased the retreat. She's like, I'm jumping. I'm going to be at that retreat. So I'm going to move anyway. I'm getting the passport. I'm like locking it in. Like, you think that you are making scary fucking decisions? I bet that you can make scarier, more uncomfortable decisions that are actually in alignment with your truth. Your soul is giving you nudges that you're not even like fully listening to. You're like, I don't think so. That feels really scary. So I'm not actually going to move, but you're meant to move because you're a spirit team and your higher self and your soul self is like, hello, knock, knock, fucking knock, like open the door. Right? And this is like coming home to the embodiment of the essence of you. And I talk about this all the freaking time. It's like, and this is like a core theme of our Embody Retreat. Like, it is about, yes, we are going to be facilitating quantum illumination Reiki in person, the first of 5 souls in the entire world. Thousands will follow. And you get to do it first. I just felt that in my heart. But if you don't trust the embodiment of you, if you're just like, I'm going to journal who my future self is on this path that's least taken, and I'm going to meditate on her, but you're not actually taking aligned actions, that is not embodiment. Embodiment is viewed in a lot of different ways, but how I like to see it is like, I see the vision. I see who it is that I'm meant to be. I can feel it. I know it. And I'm going to merge this version that's clear out here with this version of me right here. That is how you collapse time. That is how you bring your visions into life. That is how you merge your 5D frequency with your 3D reality and it becomes one. That is how you alchemize the F out of the fears limiting beliefs and you move towards it by getting uncomfortable, by choosing a different path that other people won't take because it is uncomfortable and it is scary. And it is like, am I going to actually die in this lifetime if I do this? And I promise you, you're not. When it comes to your spiritual gifts and abilities. And so just kind of circling back to the embodiment, it's a difference, like there's a difference between meeting resistance and knowing that it's actually not the path you're taking. It's kind of like, here's what I'm being shown, and this is why I paused. Like, what are you showing me now? Whoops, sorry. Okay, so I just kicked my phone. So what I'm being shown is like, instead of going with the flow in the river or down a stream, it's like you're trying to swim upstream and it doesn't make sense. And you're like, why isn't this working? Why isn't this working? Why isn't this working? And it's like, turn the fuck around, take a different path. Like it gets to be that simple. And yet we meet that resistance all the time. However, when you're meeting resistance that feels uncomfortable, not hard, though sometimes it is hard, but not like you're going up a stream that you're meant to just go down and let it take you and be like, oh, let me kind of go this turn and let me go to this turn. And oh, everybody's going that way, but I'm feeling called to go this way. Let me follow it. Like it turns out better than you can even imagine. And like PS, we only have one spot left for our Embody Retreat. So if you've been feeling the nudge and you've been feeling the call, like DM me retreat and let's have a conversation around it. And our Quantum Illumination Reiki certification program is open for enrollment. So just DM me. And so like DM me quantum and we'll have a conversation around it. Okay. The pathways traveled as a healer. Let's celebrate for a second. As we're going through our certification program, we're doing, I'm going to get so emotional right now. We are doing our attunement, our first attunement this week on Thursday. Next week is our second attunement of our first round, just to give everybody different dates. And I constantly sit in the winds channel and I read the messages from our students and see all the wins and see all the questions too as they're leaning in, see the challenges, see the shifts, the aha moments, the wins. And the past like 2 or 3 weeks, everybody has been doing their required testimonial, or not testimonials, but their required mini sessions in exchange for testimonials. And I love this so much. I was very guided to, like, side note, I was very guided to incorporate the sessions, the mini sessions in exchange for testimonials as a requirement for the certification program, because I never wanted this to be a thing where at the end of the certification program, everybody's like, I'm terrified to do my first session. I don't know what to expect. I felt like that the first time I got trained in a traditional style of Reiki. And I was like, I never want anybody to feel like that ever. And there are various like things that I do throughout the certification program intentionally to build confidence and clarity and connection with yourself, your higher self, your spirit team, your guide, or the energy, quantum illumination in itself. My hands are vibrating. And as I talk about it, like every single time, it's I don't know, it's science at this point. But as we're getting ready to go into these attunements, I am just like in awe as I look at the wins and the shifts over the last 2 months and how much everybody has changed. And I think about 4 years ago in June, as of June, as of this month, 4 years ago, I'll have to look at the exact date. This needs to be like a celebration. I'm going to go through my messages and see when that date was. But quantum illumination Reiki started coming through. And you want to talk about the pathways traveled. And as I'm watching the women and the healers across the world, literally across the world, go through the certification program, I'm seeing their soul codes hop in, turn on. The floodgates are beginning to open. Programs are being created. Business ideas are being birthed. Confidence is being built. They're having like nudges of like, oh, someone wrote a series, a 5-book series. 4 of them are complete. 1 of them is in the works. What? Someone else is writing a book. Someone else is channeling her own style of healing. This is more than just like traditional styles will give you like your awakening and like your basic healing, right? Quantum illumination Reiki, like we're taking this galactic, like we're taking this at a soul level. We are untangling like karmic cycles and patterns, and you are stepping into your power. And this is not just about you, the person that learns it, though it is very much about you because it tunes you more into your soul codes and your gifts so that you can provide deeper transformations for your clients in whatever capacity that looks like. Some people, it might be like, I'm feeling like so many headaches and I really need some relief, or I'm feeling like body aches, or I need relief from a cold or flu or allergies. And other people, it might be like I'm needing deep trauma healing. And other people, it's like, no, let me connect to my soul codes and do like past life healing. Like everywhere in between, there is no limits. And this is about ascension, Selena. It's literally life changing. Oh my God. Yes, I'm so excited. Like, you guys just went in through level 1. Wait, like you just got started, and I'm like, but you haven't even got started yet. Like, that's kind of how I feel. I'm like, as I'm over here prepping like level 2 and like working on the little like tedious things behind the scenes and like getting everything set up that I'm so excited for. And I'm like, oh my God, you guys don't even know. It's like wild. And so I'm like, it gets to be, that is the path less traveled. That when you are tapping in more into you, when you are coming more home to you, when you are deepening the embodiment of your soul essence and coming closer home to you, it means you get to help people at deeper levels, whatever that looks like. Because I know like Selena is a teacher, and she like just your beingness and your own healing is helping those amazing people heal, those teachers. Oh my gosh, not just earning money as a teacher anymore. Yes, I love this. And it's like, it will increase abundance for you. It will open up paths for you and avenues for you to bring in more in a way that's in alignment for you. And when you are taking not just the path that's least traveled as a healer, like you're like, open, close, open, close, open, close of the healer closet. And I'm like, get out of the healer closet. We don't need to keep having this conversation anymore. Get out of the healer closet, slam the door, and start moving forward. Not all the way forward, but one step at a time. And I've said this specific analogy for years, which is you don't have to see the whole path illuminated before you. In fact, it might not look illuminated. It might just be like, I'm scared, but I'm going to take one step. I'm going to take one step. And you start walking down the street, and then a street light comes on, and you're like, oh, okay, I'm where I'm meant to be. And then you're like, I'm walking, you're following your intuition, you're trusting your soul self, you're trusting your guidance, you're trusting your spirit team, and you're walking, and then another street light comes on. You're like, oh, okay, thanks for the sign. I'm exactly where I'm meant to be. And this pattern keeps happening, and you're celebrating the wins. And it doesn't mean that it's not uncomfortable, because it looks still dark in front of you because you're unsure. Even though you have a vision, it might feel uncomfortable. And then you turn around eventually and you see the whole street illuminated behind you, and you're like, oh, this is why I was meant to take this path. I was meant to illuminate the path of the people following, the people that I meant to serve. You taking the path less traveled, it might look uncomfortable. It might be a little bit scary. It might feel like, I don't know what I'm doing. I don't know what I'm doing. But you're illuminating the path for people to find you, for your soulmate clients. And maybe it's not even a client. Maybe it's just people you're meant to be in their path. Have you ever met somebody at a store randomly, or at an outing randomly, and you've had an instant connection, or like your energy just naturally, like somebody just, I know you know this as a healer, somebody just started spilling their life story to you. Every time that happens now, like internally, I like smile as I'm listening. Or as they're like, all of a sudden they like have this epiphany, and they're like, I don't know why I'm telling you all this. And you just like smile. You're like, but I know, right? You know, you are the lighthouse. You are the light in the darkness. You are illuminating the path for someone else. That's like, just sit with that for a second. Wow. That's the work that you're doing when you take the path least traveled. Not what everybody else says, but what you know you're meant to be, regardless of what's coming up. So I said 4 years ago, I started channeling quantum illumination Reiki. It came through an Akashic Records reading. I feel like I need to do a new podcast episode on this and really like dive deep into how this all came through. But after an Akashic Records reading, the floodgates opened, and I literally could not stop it. She was like, you are meant, my whole body is vibrating right now, you guys. She was like, you are meant to bring a specific style of Reiki into the world. And you were trying to do it in a past life and it didn't come through, but this lifetime it is meant to come through. This is less about awakening. This is more about ascension. This is about, you know, you getting this work out into the world in this lifetime. And at first I was like, okay, yeah, right. If you say so. And then I don't even know what the time frame was, but it was in less than a week. I want to say it was probably within a couple of days I started having keys come through. And I was like, so I grabbed a notebook, I grabbed a clean notebook, and I was like, okay, let me entertain this. I don't know what this means. I was already trained in a couple different modalities at the time. I had actually taught a different style of Reiki for about a year. And it got to a point where my spirit team was like, no more. Rug pulled from beneath me. I had a full-on tower moment, rising phoenix moment. The rug, like during eclipse season and Scorpio season, PS, in 2022, it felt like the rug was pulled from beneath me, but what was replaced with it was a magic carpet. And at the time, I knew that I wasn't meant to teach that style of Reiki anymore. I already knew, even though I had some deep healing. Most of my most of quantum illumination Reiki had come through at that point. But when it first started coming through, I was like, I'm just a girl that grew up in a small town in Southwest Iowa. I'm married to my high school sweetheart. We've been in the well, he's in the military. Whatever, I'm with him. I've been an active duty spouse for now 18 and a half years. And like, I'm a mom of two boys. I'm a fur mom. I'm like driving a lifted Jeep. I'm like, me? Me? I'm like, okay. But then I entertained it and I just allowed it to come through. It came through in a way that I couldn't have even imagined. And it came through in not my timeline. And this was about the path least traveled. This was about honoring the nudges. And there's so much stigma that happens in the spiritual community about like copyright and trademarks and like protecting your brand and yourself, like whatever. I'm spiritually protected. And yes, you are. But I knew that in order for me to like stand on my ground, and what I had learned from previously teaching a different style of Reiki, I was like, there are different things that I knew I wanted to incorporate, but there was other things that my spirit team was like, oh, but this is a no, like this is a non-negotiable, period, at the end. And I called it intuitive quantum healing for quite a long time because the name hadn't come through yet. And in early fall, it was like either late summer, early fall, the name Quantum Illumination Reiki came through and I started the trademark process. So in addition to that, let's see, I think it was October 5th of 2023, we submitted for trademark. And then I started talking about the name publicly. On 11/11 that year, actually, I started publicly talking about the name, even though I already had it in the works behind the scenes. We also submitted the manual for copyright protection. I'm going to tell you why this is important as well. And so that's in the works as well. Last week, we went from trademark, TM, to registered. So we are fully registered trademark of Quantum Illumination Reiki. And though this has been like over a year and a half in the works, this was like I sat and bawled. I was like, we are doing this. We're already like, our founders, like, y'all are ready to go into level 2. We're starting level 2 this week. Like, we're done dinking around. At the beginning of this week, or at the beginning of this year, I was like, actually, it was at fall of last year when I opened up the doors behind the scenes and everybody started coming in without even a start date of our certification program, but knowing it was going to be in early 2025. And the beginning of this year, I was like, I'm done dinking around. I'm not waiting for the USPTO, U.S. Trademark Office, U.S. whatever it is, USTO, whatever the hell it's called, the trademark office, to get their shit together and like, let's get this show on the road. I was like, I'm gonna open the door myself. I'm gonna take the pathways traveled. This is going to happen. Period. The end. It's already done. In my mind, it's already done. So whatever. And last week, it happened. And I sat here and was like, oh, yes, of course. But also, like, what a beautiful moment of we're doing this. And it's so useful. I've learned so much in 10 plus years of my spiritual business. I've been an entrepreneur off and on my entire adult life, but consistently over the last 10 years, spiritual business. And I've learned so much about the power of taking your own healing business and operating as a CEO, operating as someone who is loving and compassionate and deeply supportive of other people, but that also means you give that to yourself. And if you guys need a good, like someone that knows the ins and outs of like a spiritual business, like she's one of us, but also like can help you see. My ear is ringing, so somebody needs to hear this. Like super high pitch ringing, you guys. Somebody needs to hear this, so pay attention. She is one of us, and also she is really great at helping you see your blind spots. She is my copyright attorney. She is my contract attorney as well. And her name is Maria with the Legal Apothecary. Just DM me and I will send you her information. Also, if you guys are in the Quantum Healers realm, which is our broadcast channel here on Instagram, go to my profile and it's there. You can just add yourself in there if you're not in there. And I have she's got a free thing she's doing this week that I have invited our entire community to, because I feel like this is a missing key. Again, this comes to the path least traveled as a healer. Like, are you protecting your creations? Are you giving yourself the opportunity to lovingly put those boundaries down for you too? And this gets to be another conversation that you get to have with yourself, because as a healer, I know you give so much of you, and based on what I've experienced, so not everybody will experience this, it's important to have that asset for yourself too. So Quantum Illumination Reiki, on that note, Quantum Illumination Reiki is a fully public registered trademark with our U.S. Patent and Trademark Office. Yes! And this just really is such a beautiful, monumental moment of trusting intuition. All of you guys that are in our founders round are yeah, it doesn't even matter, I'm in. And everyone to come, now we have a protected brand. Now we can stand on this deep knowingness that you're getting your certification with that R on it. You are the registered trademark. You're there's nothing that's going to change around the branding, around the name, or anything of that nature. And it just felt like a full circle moment, almost 4 years to the date of when I started channeling it, to allowing myself to trust the process. For you guys, some of you guys have been waiting for a couple years now. We're when are you going to teach this? I'm ready. Just send me the link already. Duh. Which has been so much fun, and also has pushed my own boundaries as well when it comes to taking the path less traveled. So what I really want you to come back to today is, are you actually taking the path least traveled? Are you taking the path of least resistance because it feels like, woo, I'm going to just let the universe bring everything to me? Or are you taking the path least traveled and the path of least resistance, even if it feels uncomfortable, even if it looks like nobody's doing it, even if you don't know what the heck you're doing and what those next steps are, but you're willing to give yourself, let me say that differently. You're willing to stack the proof as to how it's actually working out for you, how it's actually working out for your favor, even if you don't know what the next step is. And you take one step at a time, and you trust yourself along the way. So often I have taken these scary leaps of faith and I had no idea what was going to come from them. I just knew I was meant to do it. I mean, from some of the live events that I've gone to, I'm this doesn't make sense. I actually went to Tulum to a retreat in January right after a major family traumatic incident. And I had to, I knew I was already going, and I was I have to go. I have to do this for me. My husband has this, and I had to leave it in his hands. I had to leave what had happened so I could give this to myself. It didn't make sense for me to go, though I knew I needed to go. And when I went there, everything changed. I was not the same person as when I left. And that was really intentional. And even in April, when I went to, like, this is just like recent events, I went to a Growth Day event with Brendan Burchard in Austin, Texas. It's literally, depending on traffic, like if you have ever been in Texas traffic, like, it's about 90 minutes to 3.5 hours. That's huge. But I knew I was meant to be there. I kept seeing signs, seeing signs, and finally I was like, I'm going to buy my ticket and I'm going to go. On Monday, that event was on a Thursday. I think it was the day that it started. Was it Wednesday? I think it was Thursday. My husband's a military training instructor. He had graduation week for his new trainees. Like, he was not hardly home at all. My kids are now 17 and 12. Like, they were 16 and 12 at the time. Austin had a birthday. But I was like, okay, here's a plan. Here's a plan of attack. Babe, you good? He's like, go do your thing. And I'm like setting up the kids for success, Instacarting all the groceries and food that they need and setting everybody up for success, booking a hotel and going, even though I had no idea why I was meant to be there. It wasn't even speakers that I was fully aware of. I knew who Brendan Burchard was. I knew who Natalie Ellis was, but the other speakers I wasn't fully aware of. I got so much. I met the most amazing people from across the world at that event. I had such a shift that the things that happened in Tulum in January are now impacting the way that I'm showing up and embodying my soul essence. The event that I went to in April, same thing. And it's like, where are you? Like, it doesn't make sense. You go and then you take what it is that you're meant to take from it and you intentionally put it into aligned action. Not everybody will go to a live event, but the 1% that will, it changes your life. Not everybody will take a leap of faith in your spiritual journey, but 1% of you will, and it will change your life. You know this. It's changed your life, has it not? My life is not the same as it was before my awakening, before my biggest awakening, before every evolution that I have. I mean, even last week, every single day I was like, holy shit, I'm not the same person. Every single day. Not everybody will take a leap of faith in to launch the healing business, to take your gifts and offers and put them out into the world and continue to put them out into the world regardless. You guys, I still get hate shit all the time. YouTube is a wild place. I just blocked and deleted a couple of people. I laughed. I was like, wow, that's a funny comment. But then other comments, I'm like, and I block and delete, like whatever. But there are some that they're throwing shade and judgment at me. And I'm like, wow. Very interesting that they see the work that I'm doing in that light. And I send them love and light. And then I block and delete. Whatever. Their perception of me is not my reality. And regardless, if you decide to launch that healing business, if you decide to add in specific offers like quantum illumination Reiki into your offers, or even launch a new quantum illumination Reiki business, which PS now this month I'm building out a bonus that will actually support you in how to launch and articulate quantum illumination Reiki in a way that helps you stand out in a crowd, but also some of the little things that we don't think about when it comes to adding into your current offers, but also launching a new healing business. So there's going to be 3 bonus videos that are going to be fucking fire. I'm so excited for it. So you're guys going to get that too. But it's the 1% will do this and everybody else will just think about it. Everybody else will just be like, wee, and not you. Not you, because you were built different. You were willing to take the path least traveled. So quantum illumination Reiki, officially registered. We are so excited. We are so excited. I'm going to come celebrate with you guys inside of our certification private community as well. And if you've seen any of our reels of quantum illumination Reiki, the 90-second, you felt something and you're like, whoa, what is this? If you've been thinking about it, if it's been showing up for you, trust your intuition, trust that soul nudge. Shoot me a message with the DM. Shoot me a DM with the word quantum and I'll send the information your way. I'm happy to answer any questions you have too. That's how we learn, right? And if you're also willing to, if you've been thinking about our retreat, this is really about this, taking the path least traveled as a healer. It's really about learning about, it doesn't matter where you are. It doesn't matter where you are in your business. That is completely irrelevant. It's more about deepening the embodiment of you. Yes, we are facilitating quantum illumination Reiki in person as well. I'm going to teach you different things. I'm going to help you build your confidence. I'm going to help you really also deepen your embodiment of who it is that you know you're meant to be. So when you leave Tulum, you are feeling like, yeah, I know. I see her now. I literally see her and I am her. And some of the things that we're going to be doing, like, although it doesn't matter, but we've got a lot of really beautiful things that are planned over the retreat, but it's really about deepening your embodiment, coming home to your soul essence, unraveling the karmic patterns and the cycles, releasing those. P.S. The first night we're going to be in the energy of the full moon. That was not intentionally planned, but when I saw that, I was like, whoop. Yes. So we're going to be doing some major shedding and releasing in a way that's gentle to your nervous system, where you'll be seen, held, and supported, and the energy of the beautiful spiritual vortex of Tulum, but also myself and powerful women that are coming all together. I love these. I love going to like intimate retreats. This is an intimate retreat. There's 5 spots. We only have 1 spot remaining. So if you feel like it's yours, just DM me retreat. But I love being in the energy of other women, period, but also in like an intimate, in an intimate space, because it creates such deep, soulful connections. You literally get to see each other heart to heart, soul to soul, person to person. You really get to hold and see other people's abilities come in and surface and come to life and deepen your own embodiment and essence and come home to your own knowingness and who it is that you are here to be in this lifetime and what it is that you are here to do. Of course, we're going to do masterminding. Of course, we're going to do a beach day. We've got some other really beautiful things planned in a private villa. So if you're feeling the calling, if you're feeling the nudge, feel like this last spot is yours, DM me retreat, and I will send that information your way. I can't wait to see you there. Thank you guys for celebrating this. This is not a me thing. This is an us thing. This is an us winning together. When we link arms, we rise together. This quantum illumination Reiki was never about me. It was never about me. And like, I'm here to channel it, but it's not here for just me. This is about us linking arms and literally healing the vibration of the world together. Us literally raising the frequency of the planet together. And every single soul that comes through quantum illumination Reiki, which I know thousands will follow, like this is about each individual soul that comes through in alignment for you, for who it is that you are and what it is that you are here to do in this lifetime. And this is also about those souls that you're meant to help. I call this the butterfly effect of healing. Actually, I love this so much. You know, the butterfly, it has been proven that a single flap of a butterfly's wings can cause a tsunami on the other side of the world. And this is the impact that we have together with quantum illumination Reiki. It's you healing for you, which is an impact that's healed and felt across the lines of time. So I'd be honored to link arms and rise with you at the retreat, in our certification program. I'll see you in the DMs. I love you guys so much, and I hope you guys have an amazing rest of your day.